Okay, back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Wednesday. We get a pretty solid slate. Real quick, let's see how we're currently doing tonight. So a pretty solid start here. With there was a crazy injury news day, but a couple of the value guys I went with, Nerlens Noel, Frank Jackson, who picked up a start. Really liked Beasley with no Kuzma. Okafor and Fareed, I talked about them in my video. I really like pairing them together. Both of them went off. Spent up for Harden because there's just so much value that I really felt safe spending up for Harden. And then I want the Lakers, Beasley, Rondo, Ingram. So that game just started, but looking to be like a pretty solid night. So let's see if we can keep it going for Wednesday. Okay. So 8-game slate. So just a brief overview from looking it over. Game stack wise, I think Dallas, New York is definitely in play. I think Denver, New Orleans is in play. There definitely is some blowout risk since the Pelicans missing a lot of guys. And then my favorite here is Atlanta and Sacramento, two not so good teams that don't play a whole lot of defense. So I really do like this Atlanta-Sacramento game. Okay, so let's start with Kyrie, obviously at the top. Not expected to play. So that means we got more of Rozier back in our lives. We got Marcus Smart in play. All the Boston guys. I would say, let's see, Horford, Rozier, Tatum, Morris, Smart, Hayward, Jaylen Brown. All these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 Boston guys, all definitely in play without Kyrie. It's a huge piece in the offense gone. It's really hard to rank them, in order, but I really think Rozier is definitely up there. Horford's been really good with no Kyrie. You really can't go wrong with any of these Boston guys. So definitely think playing a couple Boston guys with no Kyrie would be a pretty solid idea. Drew, basically everyone for the Pelicans is out. 9K, 8.9K to be exact. It is a little pricey. But if the Pelicans keep this game close, I think Drew could push for 50 fantasy points, so I think he would be a pretty solid play. But then you got Doncic here, prime match against New York. This guy's just been balling out here recently, so I really do like Luka Doncic here at 8.8K. Let's see, Donovan Mitchell, they don't seem to want to raise his price enough. I'm not a huge Donovan Mitchell guy, but he's been playing great basketball of late. 8.4K for his level of production right now. It just seems too cheap. Then you got Fox, Trae Young. Like I said, I really do like this game. It is hard to kind of trust Dave Yeager, but the last 4 games, 35, 29, 36, 32 minutes. So it seems like he has like a floor of 30 minutes with upside. This is just a dream matchup. So I do like Fox at 7.7. Trae Young, the price is up. I don't really like paying premiums for guys, but this game environment is... I want to get some action in this game, so I think Trae Young, also a pretty solid play here at 7.4K. Let's see, Collison. So I did like him against Golden State. Unfortunately, it was a blowout. He only played 3 quarters. If he would have played 4 quarters, he obviously would have got you, 30 plus at least. Now it's another good matchup against Washington. I do see them keeping it close. I think Collison is a really solid play here at 6.2K. Let's see. D-Rose. So if he misses, obviously Jared Bayless would play most of the game. It would be a solid value play. If D-Rose plays, I probably don't want a part of either. Match against Memphis is not the best. Now I would assume they would just split the minutes. So again, these Boston guys, I definitely think it's viable to play a few of them with Kyrie out. There's just so much usage to go around. So the whole New York situation, it's David Fizdale. It's just you just don't play him. I just don't care. I know there's so many guys out, so many point guards out. It just doesn't matter with Dave Fizdale. I'm not going near that with a 10-foot pole. I've learned my lesson so many times that I'm just not going near it. Can one of the Knicks guards have a good game? 100% they can. Your guess is as good as mine is who's going to be, though. So I'm staying as far away as possible. Let's see, Jeremy Lin, it's at 4.1. He's playing over 20 minutes a game, which I do really like. This is a great matchup. So I think Jeremy Lin is a pretty solid value play here at 4.1K. Let's see, so Sumner picked up a start with no Tyreek, played 28 minutes. If he's going to play those type of minutes again, I think he's in play. He's a pretty low usage guy, but I think he would be in play. Aaron Holiday, I'm surprised. I thought he or Corey Joseph pick up the start. He's a little more productive when he gets a minute, so maybe they switch up the starting lineup. Maybe Holiday gets a start or Corey Joseph. Then I'd have more interest in those guys. And then let's get to the Pelicans situation. So you guys saw I kind of loaded up on the Pelicans tonight. If Alfred Payton misses again, if Julius Randle misses again, they just have such a thin rotation. Or Frank Jackson and Tim Frazier, I would like a lot at 3.4K and 3.2K. I wouldn't mind pairing them both together if Payton does miss and Julius Randle do miss. Let's move on to shooting guard. Let's see, Beal at 8.7. I did like him tonight. Didn't end up going with him, but he had a pretty big night. It's not updated yet currently in DraftKings, but 8.7K. I think he is firmly in play. The match, not the best, but he does have some upside. Buddy Hield seems a little priced up, but he's playing most of the game. But just when you think we can trust Jay Dager, that's when I'll pull out the rug from under us. But again, I do want to try to get a lot of pieces from this game. So I think Hield is definitely in play. Me personally, though, I'd probably rather play Bogdanovich, take the savings, but I understand if you want to play Buddy Hield. Will Barton, if Jamal Murray is out again. Okay, so he has already been ruled out. They kind of started Barton at the point. If that happens again, I do like Barton here at 6.8K. This is another game I do like. So I think Will Barton would be a pretty solid play here at 6.8K. Let's see. So Bogdanovich. Oh no, this is the wrong Bogdanovich. This is the Bogdanovich that I want to play. 5.5K. A high usage guy off the bench. Should play 30 minutes. I know we have seen him get limited a few games, but he should play right on 30 minutes. An up-tempo game, I really like him at 5.5. Gary Harris at 5.5. If the game stays close, I think he's a really solid play. These Denver guards just seems too cheap with no Jamal Murray. Other than that, there's not a whole lot I really like. I guess we could talk about Miami and their guard situation. We got D. Wade and Tyler Johnson listed as questionable. We saw Wayne Ellington picked up the start. He played 31 minutes. He's kind of a low usage guy and a scoring dependent guy, so not really a guy I do like playing. Spoelstra has just shown whenever there's injuries, he always just extends the bench. So, I understand if you want to take a shot on one of these Miami guards, but me personally, I'm probably just going to stay away. Okay, let's move on to small forward. I already talked about Doncic. I already talked about these guys. Let's see. Ariza, I think he's okay. Going to play most of the game at 6K. Match not the best, but I think he's pretty solid for cash games. Hardaway, so he actually had the big game with Moody out of there. Back-to-back, pretty solid games, but we know Hardaway, boom or bust, so I don't think he's cash viable. I think he is in play for GPPs. Let's see, Bazemore has been out for a little bit here. Did get upgraded to questionable. If he plays, that's obviously downgrade Kevin Huerter, Taurean Prince, Bembry, kind of the wings would get a downgrade. I would assume if he plays, he's going to be limited, so I don't think I could play Bazemore. If he does play and there's no limit, then I do really like him at 5.3, but I do think they are going to limit his minutes. Let's see, again, so the wings, like Huerter, Bembry, Taurean Prince, I would have interest in if Bazemore doesn't play. All those guys have been playing, close to 30 minutes, so I think all those guys would be pretty solid plays. Dion Waiters at 4.2. Like I said, it's just, I don't know. You can't trust Spoelstra's rotation. I understand Waiters does have a lot of upside and should theoretically play more minutes if those guys do miss. So I guess he would probably be my favorite cheap Miami guard, but it's really hard to trust Eric Spoelstra. Darius Miller, he picked up the start with no E'Twaun Moore. If E'Twaun Moore misses again, then Darius Miller would be a pretty solid play. If E'Twaun Moore is back, that would limit a couple of his Pelicans. That would limit Frazier and Frank Jackson a bit. So I'm going to wait for more injury news to come out for the Pelicans. Power forward, Collins. I love playing John Collins. They're limiting him right now to 30 minutes. It's kind of frustrating. He definitely shows upside, though, in 30 minutes in this type of matchup. So I think he's firmly in play. Horford, again, it's probably Horford and Rozier would be my favorite plays. But any of those 7 Celtics I talk about are definitely in play with no Kyrie. Markkanen, back-to-back pretty solid games here. 6.7K. The match not the best here against Whiteside, but I think he is definitely in play at 6.7. Let's see, Vonleh, he's very been boom or bust. Been starting him at the center. I understand it if you want to take a chance here at 5.9K. Let's see, so Dedmon, Alex Len, the other 2 bigs for Atlanta. I wouldn't mind taking a shot on one of these guys. Dedmon picks up the start. It's more secure for a few more minutes, but Len's more of the high usage guy at the bench. So Dedmon and Len, I don't mind at all. I wouldn't mind taking a shot on one of those guys. Again, I want to get a lot of exposure to this Atlanta and Sacramento game. Bagley, same type of deal here. He's been a high usage guy at the bench. The minutes have been a little up and down. 20, he picked up a start at 38, 29, 20. I like to, if you see more consistent minutes, but 5.4K in this type of matchup is firmly in play. Let's see. Any other interesting guys? Bielitsa, just the minutes are just too insecure. I get it. If he's playing really well, they might push him to 30 minutes and he could crush value at 4.2K if he plays those minutes, but just the minutes are too insecure for cash games. Other than that, I don't see a whole lot. Giles, kind of the same situation, but his minutes, not really seeing enough minutes off the bench, so I don't think we can go there. Center position, Jokic. If this game stays close, I think he just has an absolutely monster game against Jahlil Okafor. If Randall does play, Randall would be another big body, but he's really not the best defender either, so that really wouldn't worry me. It would be all about Jokic if this game stays close. I know the price is really up there, but there's not a whole lot to spend up for on the slate. So I'm really about Jokic. There is some blowout risk, but if the game stays close, I think he just crushes. Whiteside, just not seeing enough minutes at 7.5K. I know the matchup's good, but just not seeing enough minutes for me. Miles Turner, obviously Oladipo out for the season. Washington, one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. So I think Miles Turner is a pretty solid play here at 6.9. Okafor, I played him tonight. I love the matchup against Fareed. Matchup here against Jokic can be a little more difficult one. But Jahlil's been playing out of his mind with all these guys out. So I think he's definitely in play at 6.6K. And we'll get a huge boost if Randall does miss. Cauley Stein, the minutes have been a little more secure, 31 and 31 the last 2 games. The matchup, again, I do really just want to get a lot of exposure to this game, so Cauley Stein definitely in play for me. Let's see. Other than that, Biyombo, Hernangomez, I guess Boston kind of likes running small ball. These guys are just... I'd probably be Hernangomez if I had to pick one of these 2 Charlotte centers, but they're just limiting them both a lot, so... Diallo, I guess you could take a shot if Randall misses and Okafor gets in foul trouble. Diallo would be the only big left, so I think he would be, you could take a shot there at 3.2K. But yeah, I think that's about it. So my thoughts currently right now, in this game, I think you play a couple of those Boston guys with Kyrie out of there. Dallas, New York, I do like Doncic as one of the spend-ups. He's been playing some great basketball. Indiana, Washington, Collison, I think is too cheap. I think you could take a shot on one of those other cheap Indiana guards on the Washington side. Uh, you know, I think Beal would be pretty solid, 8.7. Memphis, Minnesota, not really a game I want to target. If D Rose does miss, then Bayless would be in play. You could take a shot at Marc Gasol going against Cat, but I'm probably just going to go elsewhere. Denver, New Orleans, this could be a gold mine if New Orleans keeps it close. On the Denver side, it's Will Barton, it's Gary Harris, and it's Jokic for me on the Pelican side. It really depends. If all those guys do miss again, the same guys that missed tonight, then it's Tim Frazier, it's Frank Jackson, it's Drew Holiday, it's Jahlil Okafor, and it's Darius Miller would be the 5 guys that I would really like if all those Pelicans that missed tonight miss again. Atlanta, Sacramento, my favorite game stack of the night. I want to get a lot of exposure to this game. All these guys in this game are in play for me. And then Utah, Portland, I think it's going to go pretty low owned. It'll probably be Donovan Mitchell for me, and that's about it. I understand if you want to play Gobert, maybe Nurkic, maybe Lillard, but for me, like I said, I do really like this Atlanta Sacramento guys. So that's kind of my thoughts on the slate for Wednesday. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts and more news comes out throughout the day. And I'll be back for another video on Thursday. So I'll see you guys then.